Emerson.
Yeah, I spoke to you the other day at DDC.
Right,
Yeah,
I know.
he's on there. He's on there.
Is he? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I didn't see it either. Actually, he's right under Howard.
Okay.
Reagan, you need a second, or?
Yeah, no, I don't. Give me. Hold on, one second. One second.
There it is.
Attorney Reagan, can I say something?
Hold on one second, bro.
I was just trying to remind you who I was.
Oh no, I know. I know. I know. I just want to. Yeah, I got you, Dewan. Let's go. I'm ready.
Calling case 230-572-6701. The people of the state of Michigan versus Dewan Rashawn Jefferson. Defendant is charged with count 1, weapon, firearm, discharge in or at a building. Count 2, weapon, firearm, possession by a felon. Count 3, assault against.
Behalf of Mr. Jemerson, Your Honor.
What's your client's bond?
His bond is $250,000. I'm
No,
sorry,
it's
$25,000, 10%. $25,000, 10%.
Okay. Argument.
And Judge, these are the allegations, Your Honor, have been put up against Mr. Jemerson. You know, because they're false allegations. I did talk to Mr. Jemerson in depth the other day, Your Honor, and this is an ex-girlfriend and her current new boyfriend. You know, and one of the things I do want to point out, Mr. Jemerson was arrested, never had a gun, never found a gun on him at all. He actually, Judge, does have some priors. You know, and I want to, just be forthright with that. You know, even one of the complainants, Your Honor, has a case for reporting a false felony report. That's important to know too. You know, and this is something that Mr. Jameson also says is that this is false against him as well. He doesn't want to have he's not going to have contact with these individuals. You know, he wants to get back to work. He has a good job at Mopar, and he has 4 kids he supports. You know, so he wants to get back to work, and he's ready, Judge. And he doesn't want to, have any dealings with his ex and her new boyfriend. Let them go ahead and do what they're going to do. He's going to continue to do what he wants to do. So I'm asking the court to release him on a personal bond, Your Honor, and just have no contact.
I put a PPO on her.
And I was going to get to that part. He also had a PPO, Judge. That's important.
And I filed a harassment suit. I put every time I kept putting complaints.
And
like 5 cases got dropped because she just keep putting charges and charges. My girl, she brought all the stuff of her being harassed. I brought it to my lawyer. They put it all into the prosecutor. I just keep going through stuff, and she even told me she was going to get me arrested.
So he doesn't want to.
Okay. Let me hear some Ms. Douglas. Douglas.
Yes, Your Honor. There is, in fact, a lot going on here. Like Mr. Reagan said, the complainant number 2 is currently on diversion for false report of a felony case. She's accused of making a false report of Mr. Jemerson pointing a gun at her. The way the police found out, just for context, they had her come in to write a statement and left the room. There was cameras in the room because it was an interview room, and they heard her saying that she had made it up because she was trying to keep him in jail because he was a suspect in an assault on her brother. So, Your Honor, that's how that was found out, and she's on diversion for it right now. Mr. Jemerson also has 2 pending cases. One has a date of offense of January 2nd, and it involves the same complainant number 2, and that's an arson case. With that case, there's a video that shows a man getting out of a vehicle and setting complainant number 2's car on fire at 2 different instances. Then there's another pending case. It's misdemeanor stalking with complainant number 2.
My case is supposed to get throughout.
Sir,
Hey,
sir,
Mr. Jemison, you can't talk.
stop.
We don't want to
Yeah,
talk. We
relax.
don't want to talk.
Because I couldn't even hear. Who is the stalking case against?
It's against Mr. Jimerson, and the complainant is complainant number 2 from this case.
The false report of a felony lady.
Okay, so there is a arson case of Jimerson allegedly setting her car on fire twice, and
Yes,
a stalking case, and she is on camera saying she's lying to keep him in custody for possibly assaulting her brother.
Right.
Yes. So, Your Honor, on the stalking case, there was a failure to appear, and but he was given a low bond of $100, 10%, which he posted. But what's important is he also had a tether, which is what comes into play with this case, because the tether put him in the area of the complainant's house when this happened. So, Your Honor, it was 3:40 a.m., which isn't necessarily a time that a lot of people are outside on a Sunday. And his tether says that he was in that vicinity. Responding police officers saw what looked like gunfire damage to the house. There were 3 9mm shell casings found behind the house. When they stopped Mr. Jimerson, because of the accusations against him in this case, they found a 9mm shell casing in his car. So those calibers match up. And so, Your Honor, with those things together, they corroborate what the complaining witnesses said. So I know that clearly the one complaining witness lied about pointing a gun at her another time, but the other corroborating evidence in the present case supports what was reported. So we are asking for the bond to continue.
So, Judge, when they stopped him as well, they did not find a gun at all. You know, I know they might have said they found 1 shell casing, but they didn't find a weapon. They searched the car, was no weapon. Mr. Jimerson said he didn't have a gun. He wasn't shooting.
Your Honor, I just add one more.
Sir, Mr. Jimerson, your lawyer is doing a phenomenal job. Let him do what he has.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
You're good. And that's what your preliminary examination is for, and that's the trial. This is a bond hearing. So, Ms. Douglas, you had something else, and let Mr. Reagan, then we're gonna finish.
Nah, I just don't want to lose my job. I've been gone for a whole week. I'm in a union.
I understand. By the way, what's your hours that you work in Mopar?
I do at Mopar. I do from 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And then after that, I DoorDash. Between me and my girl, we both DoorDash. And then my girl works.
Okay, no, wait, I'm just worried about, so you're 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Mopar. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any last words before I do the bond?
Yes, Your Honor. I wanted to just say that the reason they came into contact with him is while they were still at the scene, he came there. He was in a vehicle that they pulled over and searched. So he did come to that house while the police were there, and they tried to do a traffic stop with lights and sirens on, and he didn't stop at first. It seemed he kept driving for some time, and then he did finally stop. But Your Honor, he was there when the police were there. He came there.
There was no gun found, Judge. No gun. No gun.
I'm on tether. I'm not about to shoot him.
Sir, Jimerson, you're showing a lack of control right now. So
I'm sorry.
Sir, it's actually concerning me right now.
I'm sorry. I just don't want to lose my job. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just let me know when you finish, man. Just let me know.
I apologize. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Are we sorry? We know you're sorry.
I just need you.
Okay.
All right. What court haven't heard the arguments, counsel. a lot of circumstantial evidence of you know, little odds that, you know, you're on tether 3:40 in the morning, just happen to be in the area and all that stuff. That's not you know, that doesn't bode well. But Mr. Reagan is stressing there was no gun in the vehicle. That bodes well for you. One of the complaining witnesses is a convicted liar. That bodes well. But you got some issues with the complaining witness also. So all of this is a little bit ridiculous. So what we're going to do is we're going to, you know, part of this is why I like to have conditions on tethers, because no one on tether should be driving around in any area at 3:40 in the morning, period. Should be at home, should be resting, should be getting ready for work in the morning. If you work at 6 a.m., shouldn't be driving anywhere at 3:40. You know, get some rest, hydrate, be able to do a good job on your shift. So we're gonna help you a little bit with that. I'm going to reduce the bond to $25,000 personal, with the GPS tether, with a curfew. Curfew is going to be 8 a.m. I'm sorry, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. So 8 p.m. in the house, you may leave at 5 a.m. Door dashing is over. No Uber Eats, no Lyft, no any of that. We're going to Mopar home. Mopar home. No contact with either of the complaining witnesses. No contact with that address. Any questions, Mr. Reagan?
No.
Okay.
Clear, Your Honor.
Okay.
Clear.
Thank you. Okay. Have a good day, Mr. Jefferson.
We're gonna
Oh, that was a goodie. What's up, people? Sorry about that live later. I had some new software. Wanted to test out the equipment. How we doing? What's up? We got some Judge Van. I got a great Judge Webster. And then great DeSanto. And let's get rolling with an update on Mike Page and the Nazi tattoo eye pyramid lady. Did Dad find living quarters, or are they in the cabin down by the river? Let's find out, shall we? What's up, people? Let's roll. Let's cue it up. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Ooh, she got her hair did. Her hair did. Covered up the tat. A tad. God. People nowadays, man. I am getting old. Let's put it that way. That is not attractive at all to me anymore. Oh, never was, but now it's like, ugh. Where you going, Paige? Let's speed this sucker up.
Samantha Roach, Ms. Roach is here. Mr.
Samantha
Berwanger
Roach.
is not. He's not logged into the Zoom meeting. I've checked the courthouse, and he's not
Smash
checked
that
in
light.
here. He's not sitting in the hallway. Matter was set for further proceedings on parenting time. Was reset from a week ago till today to address Mr. Berwanger's living situation.
Berwanger.
I guess, I don't know, ma'am, I'll swear you in, I guess. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you given this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
Do you have any ongoing knowledge about Mr. Berwanger's living situation? I know he was living in a hotel, and I didn't.
Last I knew, he was still in the hotel. I did allow him to, I hate to make it sound like that, like just Delia wanted to see her dad. She missed him. Wednesday night, he asked if she could still come, spend the night with him. I figured, why not? I knew they were still in the hotel, but I figured a fun night, go play in the pool, whatever. One night, no big deal. Delia came home Thursday night, absolutely distraught. Apparently they have 2 adults and 3 children, not counting my daughter. So 4 children counting her. in
Oh,
this hotel room with 2 beds. The kids are fighting over the beds and who's going to sleep where in the chair on the floor. I don't know. She came home completely distraught last night, which is why I'm not shocked that Joseph is not here right now, because I did try to contact him and civilly discuss the issue with him, and he flew off the handle. So I'm genuinely not shocked that he's here right now. I do not.
oh, so wait, there's not even a Burnwanger here? Oh, just a roach. No Burnwangers.
No, I cannot say. For all I know, maybe they checked out of the hotel last night, although I doubt it. But I cannot say for sure whether he is still in the hotel or not. I would honestly assume so, because he's not here after the things that I tried to bring up to him today.
Right.
Right.
So, your
In
daughter's.
fact, he was actually pretty convinced, just flat out. I think that's why he's not here. Like, you're going to tell the judge the truth and I'm going to get her taken. So congratulations. And that was the last, like, even semi-coherent text message I received from him. So I bet you that's why he's not here, is because he is still in that situation.
So there was Joseph and 2 other adults and 3.
No, I'm sorry. I said 2 adults,
Oh, 2.
Joseph and his girlfriend.
Okay.
And then his girlfriend has 3 kids, 2
Wow.
boys and a girl. And then Delia was visiting.
It's a hell of a lot of Burnwangers.
And I have worked in hotels. It's very rare you find any rooms that are bigger than 2 queen size beds,
Yeah.
especially in the Big Rapids area. So they had the kids in that kind of situation. Delia was telling me a lot of things that I'm not going to bring up because, again, it's all hearsay from a 10-year-old. I could be wrong. She could be wrong. She could be exaggerating. But the things that she was telling me last night, my daughter came home very, very distraught last night. She was very excited to see her father and came home from that hotel just destroyed. It took me hours to call. It took 3 people and a couple of hours to calm her down after coming home from that situation.
So, Mr. Burwanger had indicated he wanted parenting time on a week on, week off basis, and you had opposed that. You continue to oppose that then?
At this point in time, yes, I do.
She's still in
I will tell you the same thing I've always told him. I'm not opposed to going back to that situation eventually, but it's just, I feel like he doesn't understand. I'm trying to give him a situation here. Like, how many people have that opportunity for that kind of help? You know what I mean? Like, you have to get your stuff together. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. People make mistakes. You got to get your stuff together. But what's bothering me is he knows that he doesn't exactly have the greatest situation for her, and he's not willing to just accept, like, maybe she'd be better off here. Like he pointed out, I won't even deny, I'm unemployed at the moment, but I do have the luxury and the luck to live with my father, who helps make sure that my daughter is always taken care of. She's got a solid, steady roof over her head, the most steady roof she's had over her head her entire life. Like, it's not about taking her from Joe. It's about giving him the opportunity to be able to put his money and his time, his effort towards getting better. And then we can go back to the 50-50. Like, I'm not her only parent. It would be selfish to just want her all the time. Me and her have had that discussion. Like, I'm not opposed to the 50-50, but I want him to have his stuff together, and I want him to be able to stand up for himself. Because right now he's not doing either of those things. And I know Joseph, known him for 20 years. He's one of the smartest, most capable people I know. He should be able to do this.
So, right now his parenting time is currently ordered at alternating weekends and Wednesday afternoons.
Yes.
That's okay. Just the weekend, week off. You're not in favor of it at this point?
Yeah, I'm not okay with the week on, week off. I mean, if legally, like, as far as the visitation times, I'm more than happy with that being still being set. Just the thing is, that was what frustrated me too. Me and Joseph has always been able to negotiate, I guess, outside of the court. Like, okay, this weekend we're not gonna, trade off or whatever. And that was what my daughter was asking for, was just for right now, she doesn't want to be there because his situation is just it's stressful to her. So I'm more than happy with keeping that legally so that he feels he still has legal rights to his daughter. Like, I don't want to take that from him. But right now, just he's not in a good position to have her, and it's hurting her more than it's helping her to be near him.
All right, you had made overtones at the last hearing about having people you wanted to call to testify. Did you have any witnesses you wanted to call to testify today?
My father is here and willing to testify as far as, the
Papa Roach?
fact that I've had Delia for the last year and what Joseph's behavior has been like since then.
Resort.
I mean, if we're going to be able to come to a solid agreement, I really, the only other 2 people I was going to get, honestly, I couldn't get for the day. And they really, as much as they do paint the picture that I'm trying to paint, they don't really attend to this issue right this moment.
All right.
So if you would like to speak to my father about the fact of Delia being here and how much she, she did. We sat down with my dad and talked to Joe about how Delia wanted to stay here with us. And so, I mean, he can testify to those things. My daughter has asked to not be with her father or to stay with me full time. He can testify to that, but really, I mean, if you don't need to hear anything regarding that, then
I don't know that it's necessary at this point without him here. I guess in the absence of any other information, it'd be my intent just to keep the current schedule in place, pending further order of the court. I'm not going to set another review, so it would be up to either you or Joseph to file a motion if you wanted to see things change. But
okay.
at this point, it would just be the alternating weekends and
Okay. I do have a question for you. Honestly, I don't know if you can answer it for me or not, but here's my chance. Legally, I guess. Okay, like I said, last night my daughter came home from visiting her father and she was very distraught. She flat out told me that she does not want, not even that she doesn't want to be with him right now. It's that she wants to stay with me full time right now because of his circumstances. Legally, what options do I have as far as that goes? Because I'm sorry, I don't think it's fair that I should have to force my daughter to go sleep in a hotel room chair. I mean, I don't want I do not want him to lose his parenting time. I do not want him to lose his legal right to see his daughter. But right at this moment, it's not a good situation. She was distraught. I've never seen my daughter like that. And I'm sorry, morally, legally, you can say whatever. Morally, I do not feel right sending her off in a situation that she is not comfortable in.
She can say whatever she wants. I mean, maybe that's true, but there is a flip side to every coin. Maybe mom is taking advantage of the fact that Berwanger's not on Zoom. Just playing devil's advocate here. That's all.
All right. I guess with that parenting time immediately or in the short term, I would leave up to you, I suppose. The parenting time would be
first court case, daylight, pass. Now,
as agreed until Mr. Berwanger has a permanent residence, and then at that point it would transition back to the every other weekend.
Okay.
Wednesday afternoon.
Okay. Okay, so
that's that situation.
I know it's a gray area. Like I said, I didn't even know if I could ask you, but just I don't know what to do here. I really don't.
Except for review, so pretty much the door's wide open as to what can happen at a review, based on some evidence. But the evidence that they're living in a hotel room with already 5 people, that's a pretty crowded situation. And then your testimony about your daughter's state of mind when she returned is pretty persuasive as well. So you've been pretty honest, I think, and indicated that you would make time for him to see the child. So I'll leave it up to you until he has a permanent residence. Then at that point, it would be the every other weekend and Wednesday.
Okay. All right. Yep. All right. So
Berwanger needs to be in front of Paige, or else he's gonna lose this kid. Why would you not be here? I don't get it. I just don't get it. All right, let's turn this sucker up a bit. I got our favorite judge from Travis County. She was all jazzed up today, baby. And we got her. Oh, she was jazzy. She was upset that she was working a double. Oh, baby, we're going to hear it. We are going to hear it. Let's go. I love her, though. She's so funny.
Well, I'm a little tired, to be honest. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
This will be the third docket we done finished tonight. I mean, I've been talking nonstop for like 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me see. Where was I? The second way to be released from custody is by hiring a bail bondsman. A bail bondsman will, in general, charge you 10 to 15% of the bond amount to obtain your release from jail. Any fee you pay a bondsman, however, is non-refundable. When you are back at the post, you will be given access to the different phone numbers of different bail bondsmen, if that is what you desire. The third way to be released from custody is by qualifying for personal bond. A personal bond is essentially your promise to return to court. I'm sorry, hold on, she's calling me now. Lena, good morning. Yes, no, that's fine.
Is that a
Okay, thank you.
Is that a glitch in? Oh, there's the phone.
You.
Say that's a
I'm
glitch
sorry.
in the matrix. No
The
phone.
fourth and final way to be released from custody is by hiring an attorney. An attorney can obtain either a surety bond or a personal bond on your behalf. Additionally, any fee you pay an attorney will often go towards your total legal fees if you end up hiring that attorney to handle the rest of your case. That way, you do not have to pay twice. Regardless of how you get out of custody, make sure you return for all your court dates, or a warrant will be issued for your arrest. If you have any questions, gentlemen, regarding the four main ways to be released from custody?
No.
You're okay? All right, thank you. Are you Mr. Guetta?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you've been
boy.
charged with a Class A misdemeanor violation of protection order. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is up to 1 year in the county jail and a $4,000 fine. That bond has been set at $5,000 plus a mental health evaluation. Do you have any questions regarding your charge or bond amount?
Yes, ma'am. Really, the main thing is about bonding out. I mean, I don't want anything holding me back again, just to bond out. And my position is I'm homeless. That my home is that address. Everything I have is at that address. Now, I realized, Your Honor, I made that mistake
Wouldn't that be your home? Where else would your stuff be? I don't get it.
of trying to just get some clothes yesterday, because I just got out of jail yesterday. And I was just trying to get some clothes yesterday when it was raining and everything. And I really realized the mistake that I made and all that, you know. And I got a little bit of confusion there because, you know, my mom's not the protective order, but she stays at that address. I was trying to communicate with her to just get some things from my clothes, really, because I'm in a position, I'm homeless now.
Right, so let me tell you how you do this, okay? We can't have you back at that residence. Anytime you're back over there, you're gonna be arrested. So you have to have a mutual third-party person, a family member, a friend that can bring you your items from the home,
Okay.
right? That's the way you get around this. But,
Yeah.
you know, if you go back there, law enforcement's gonna be doing routine checks, they see you, you just gonna get arrested again, and we back at the beginning, right? So just have a family member bring you your items, tell them where you are, so you can pick the items up and go from there, okay?
Yeah, I'm done with that area. I'm done with that address. I'm really, the way things have been going, as you on the thing, I don't need to be with that family. I love my family, but sometimes I have to remove myself
Sure, I
away
understand.
from that family. You know what I'm saying? To just, it's not because of
What?
kind of like safety, but
He
also,
burped.
you know what I mean?
Sure,
We're adults, you know what I mean?
sure, I understand.
Yeah,
Are you requesting that I appoint you an attorney just wanting to help you with this case, Mr. Guetta?
ma'am.
Would you like for me to appoint you an attorney to help you?
Hello.
I have one already.
Who is that?
Uh,
With this case, Mr. Guetta?
ma'am,
Would you like for me to appoint you an
Morning.
attorney to help you?
I have one already.
Who is that?
Rusa. I have an attorney already that's on all this, that's connected together.
What's her name or his name?
Rusa.
Arusa. Okay, so I'll issue another appointment order so that that attorney can also receive this case, okay?
Okay, yes,
All right,
ma'am.
take care of yourself, sir.
God bless you.
Thank you, you as well.
Thank you.
Mr. Buckner, you have been charged with a Class B misdemeanor criminal trespass. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is up to 6 months in the county jail and a $2,000 fine. That bond was set at $2,500. Do you have any questions, sir, regarding your charge or bond amount?
Do I get a PR bond?
They say no because you're on probation, according to pretrial. Are you on
Oh.
probation?
Another.
Yeah.
What you on probation for?
I get rid of the deadly weapon.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a real probation.
That's a real probation.
Wow. How long before you get off of that?
That's a real probation. I
What's
love
that?
her.
How long before you get off that probation?
4 years, I think.
Ooh.
Oh, Yeah, okay, so let me appoint you an attorney as well. You don't qualify for personal bond on your own because of the probation according to pretrial, but the court-appointed attorney, I can
What
have
up,
him get you a
Walter?
bond. Okay?
You gonna send me a bond?
Yeah, I said it already. It's 2,500. It's low, so we'll
I
give
think it's a PR bond.
you don't qualify because you're on probation. So an attorney has to get you that PR bond. So I've just appointed you an attorney to try to help you get that bond. Okay? All right. Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Williams, can you hear me?
All right, here we go. All right, so we are gonna go to this one is hysterical. I want to get into it. It's Judge Webster, and this guy is fantastic. This is remember we talked about the grand scheme of things? This is a grand scheme of Zoom court right now. Classic Webster. Here we go. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. Yes, Walter, I dropped the video on that. Everybody dropped the video on that. That was awesome. I may play that a little later. Do a little replay, because that is unbelievable, that Simpson clip. What's up, Morley? Here we go. All right. Not him.
Thank you, sir. We'll now be on the record, though, in 2023 TR 81, State of Kansas versus David Allen Denman.
Oh, boy.
Paulie Dean for the state and Mr. Denman in person and with Ms. Cooper on one count of driving while suspended. Ms. Cooper, how does your client want to proceed on this case?
Your Honor, I don't know. This is a relatively new case. It looks like the date of alleged offense is February 28th. I haven't had a chance to speak with Mr. Denman about the case.
Okay, he failed to appear at the last hearing in March, so Mr. Denman, I'll tell you right now, you're violating several standing court procedures.
So, if you listen, Mr. Denman, there's a faint echo. It gets addressed, but it doesn't stop. And it gets a little more than faint.
Generally wear hats in court. Certainly don't dissipate from moving vehicles. So if your vehicle is moving, you'll need to pull over and be safe. Okay, very good. Okay. So, Mr. Denman, why did you fail to appear in March?
I was there, ma'am. I was having trouble finding the courtroom.
You were in the courthouse?
Had that power outage, ma'am.
You were in the Greenwood County Courthouse?
Yes. Then you had that power outage, so they told me I had to leave.
Nobody knew.
That day I had to come pick him up.
There was no power outage. Look at Webster's face. It's like, I never heard of a power outage. And Mr. Tennant has I don't know if it's like old man beard dander on his shirt, but it's all over. At first I thought it was like crumbs, but I think it's just like dry skin dander. He needs like beard and shoulders. And Paul Dean had it with this guy. You'll see. This clip is unbelievable. Thank you, Lisa. Back on the live. Here's a dono for the hell of it. Thank you so much, Lisa.
He didn't have a ride home, and he told me that he was there at the courthouse. That's right. My husband and I picked him up at, and they had a power outage, and so he had to leave the building. And I had to pick him up right out there at the gazebo right out front. So I wasn't present with him at court, but I came to pick him up after the fact. So, and I'm his daughter. I'm sorry.
I don't recall having a morning power outage in the middle of this docket that shut the courthouse down. We did have one happen, but I don't remember anything like that on this docket. Mr. Dean?
And the sheriff told me I had to leave the building. So I went outside to wait on my daughter.
Your Honor, I do tend to recall that something had happened.
He's totally telling the truth. You know he is. Like, why did he lie? It's just hysterical. Look at Webster's. She's like, this guy is just like puzzling her. Look at her. Every time I pause, her face is just, huh? Look at it.
But I don't have a clear recollection, and I don't know why our proceedings didn't get interrupted, but
Is that chewing tobacco?
Are the Denmans by chance having two open devices or something like that right now? I'm picking up a strange back.
I'm talking on my daughter's phone right now.
And you don't have another phone open?
No, not right now.
Look at the dander.
All right, so we're gonna, what did you say you wanted to do? Did you want to set this one over to that August date as well?
is this not Shannon's case?
Listen to the echo.
Well, see her, but I'm fine with the August 18th.
Yes, I'm here, Your Honor. I think that's appropriate. I think I would like to ask Mr. Denman to make sure he has contact with my office in the meantime. Mr. Denman, do you have the phone number?
Yeah, we tried calling prior to this hearing to let you know that we were here, but because we didn't know if it was at the old, right across the street, or if it was in the courthouse, but in via Zoom or physically, so.
Okay, so please call Mr. Denman and schedule an appointment to talk to me.
You just referenced across the street.
Look at his face. This is great. Wait, ready?
So please call Mr. Denman and schedule an appointment to talk to me.
You just referenced across the street.
She's asking me to call her office and talk to her.
Okay, about what?
About the court. You want him to call right now?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm asking her. You've got her phone number.
No, I put it in here again.
Webster loves it.
All
Your
right.
Honor, I just want to make sure that Mr. Denman wasn't one of these individuals who went to court in the city court across
I'm
the
asking Mr. Denman to contact my office to schedule an appointment. I don't think anybody will answer right now. It's the lunch hour, so call this afternoon.
There it is. Wait, watch. You guys missed it. Watch Dean. Here we go. Watch Paul Dean. Ready?
Okay.
Mr. Denman should contact my office to schedule an appointment. I don't think anybody will.
He went,
answer right now. It's the lunch hour, so call this
Alright.
afternoon.
Okay.
Folks, I'm going to ask Mr. Denman to mute his phone for a moment. Can you mute the phone for a moment?
Oh, sorry.
The reason I asked you to do that is because it is causing chaos trying to hear what everyone is saying. It's putting voices on top of voices and having a lot of issues. So what we're wondering, a couple of us, is if he went to the wrong place for court the last time. Whether maybe he went to city court or somewhere else. But in any event, he needs to appear by Zoom, but it has to be a Zoom that we can actually hear and not have the interference. So if he is in the Eureka area, it would probably be good for him to come to the courthouse, but that's it. Missy, is it 201, 301, 311, isn't it? Main?
Yes,
311 North Main.
311.
All right, so he needs to be at 311 North Main, August 18th. That's in Eureka, August 18th at 10 a.m. In the meantime, Miss Cooper, when do you want him to call you?
The best would be this afternoon between 1:30 and 4, or anytime next week between 8:30 and 5:30, just not between 12 and 1.
He'll call you today.
Okay.
And you have Miss Cooper's phone number?
Yes.
Okay, and it's not, don't just call to schedule an appointment, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't there any reason I had to go to the hospital? My foot smelled like jungle rot. They went in and took care of my.
My foot smells.
My foot. On the way home, go to the hospital. My foot smelled like jungle rot. They went in and took care of my foot. On the way home, I got pulled over. I couldn't use public transportation.
Okay, we will have to talk about that later. Court is now August 18th.
August 18th. 10 a.m., right?
Yes, yes. And for the record, what is his daughter's name?
Stacy Flanagan.
STACY and Flanagan with an F?
Yes, FLANAGAN.
Say that again, please. FLANAN?
FLANAGAN.
Okay.
I DM'd Mr. Dean and his attorney, but nobody responded back, so I don't know. I didn't know if, just to let y'all know we were on, but I don't know if anybody got the message.
I saw a message pop up, but I can't respond back. He's represented by another counsel.
Yeah, I was just letting y'all know that we were present, but.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I saw
Thank
it.
you
I
very
knew you were
much.
present.
Thank you, Flyer Mug.
All right, is there anything further we need to address with Mr. Denman before we let him go?
I don't believe so. Nothing from the stage position.
I don't think so, Your Honor.
And I want to make sure that does he live close to Eureka?
I'm dizzy. I don't know. I may have to cut the stream. I can't talk. My foot smells like jungle rot.
Miss Flanagan?
He lives in Toronto, Kansas.
Okay, all right. Well, that's doable then for him to come to the courthouse. All
Yeah.
right.
I could drive, it'd be easier.
No, not happening.
Yeah, they claim your license is suspended and you shouldn't be driving.
He goes, I'm gonna drive. It may be easier. Webster's, your license is suspended. This guy, 0 ox given.
I don't know if that's true and you don't need the answer, but I'm gonna let you know at this time. I'm gonna let you go at this time, sir.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, Mr. Denman. Thank you, Ms. Flanagan. We're in recess and you're both excused at this time.
Thank you.
Look at
You're welcome.
Turned in all the papers they've asked.
All right, we'll now be on the record in Sullivan.
Bravo. Bravo. Vaughn, correct. Mic drop. Oh my God. That was actually better when I watched it now the second time. I was busy. Oh my God. I don't know how I missed Jungle Rot. I missed that. Oh God, that was great. That was better than I thought. I don't know how we're going to top that, people, but we're going to. We're going to try. Let's go to my girlfriend. Oh God. Jungle Rot. Okay, so we got a little landlord, tenant, animals, bugs, no escrow, not paying rent, DeSanto losing her patience, a recipe for disaster. Let's roll.
All right, and so, Mr. and Ms. Quina, you are asking for the defendants to move. You want the property back. Do they owe past due rent?
Yes, they have not paid rent for April or May. Their June rent is due tomorrow. We got a text from Brittany that she is now working and they're gonna get all caught up. That was, I don't know, over a month ago. But they continue to keep telling us and that they're gonna keep paying, and they never do. They just disrespect us and the court by every time they say something, they don't follow
Thank you,
through.
Mark.
And as I mentioned before in a previous hearing, unless, and this time it didn't actually hold true, but we can never get any payments from them unless there's a hearing scheduled. And even this time, they owe us $1,850, and tomorrow they're gonna owe us another $850, and then the $75 late fee after that. So, we feel they need to pay us what they've owed us for living in the property, but we would like them to move out so that we can get some reliable tenants in there that aren't going to lie to us and tell us one thing and not follow through.
They haven't paid rent on time since the last time we saw you.
They've only paid once since we last talked.
Okay, and when was that? March, February or March? I don't remember what month it was.
I think the last payment we got was late in March.
Okay. So, Mr. Zworsky and Ms. Delgado, when's the last time you paid rent?
Like you said, it was
Never.
the end of March. But there are reasons why we haven't paid. Like we've told them before, there's animals living in the roof. You can see the nest coming through the house. Not only that, we asked him about a couple of things in the house. He said he's not doing improvements, which I understand that, but he wants to raise our rent, but he doesn't want to fix anything in the house.
Okay, hold on just a moment. So if you have some issues,
Thank
if
you,
have some issues
Delphi.
with the condition of the property
Thank you
or
for the
some
donut.
potential animals living upstairs or something, where is your money held in escrow?
Well, that's what we aren't sure how to go about that. So we want to see if we could talk to a lawyer on how to do that.
Or retain a lawyer for this
Yeah,
case.
right.
I mean,
Um,
if we're able to do that.
Hold on, okay, just a moment. So do you have the money set aside for the
Yeah.
rent that you owe?
Absolutely.
You do? Okay, good. Then I'm going to indicate that you are to deposit that money with the court.
Okay.
We're going to do an escrow order. You're to deposit that money with the court.
Okay, that's fine.
So that seems to be for April and May, there would be $1,700. And then a $75 late fee each month is $150. So the total you'd have to deposit $1,850.
I can bring that today.
Very good. Very good.
Why do I have a funny feeling they never had that money? And maybe like they asked their parents or something, or they got a loan, and now all of a sudden they had the money. Just pay the rent. And I think Lawrence Browning was saying, dude, $850? Oh my God, I wish that was my freaking mortgage rent. Oh my God, $850. It's like a week in New Jersey.
In the meantime, have you signed anything in writing to Mr. and Mrs. Cleanup regarding the concerns that you have?
They were over messages, but like I said, we're not sure how we go about that. That's why we do want to talk to a lawyer. I did see in the paperwork that was sent how to retain them, and that's what we want to do from here on out.
Okay, you have that right to have legal representation. That is absolutely fine. All right, so Mr. and Ms. Cleanout, what the court's going to do is, this is the first hearing. We're going to set it for a second hearing. The defendants have to bring up the $1,850 that they owe for rent, deposit that into the escrow account today. And then Mr. Zworsky and Ms. Delgado, as rent is due again tomorrow, then you'll have to deposit that with the court as well.
Of course.
We're not open tomorrow. So I don't know if you have that to pay today or not. But that June's payment cannot be deposited later than Monday.
It will be
Because
deposited.
we're not here tomorrow when it's due.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. and Ms. Queen, just so you're aware, since rent is due tomorrow and the court is not open tomorrow, and if they are bringing that money in on Monday to deposit, then
I don't think that a late fee would be appropriate on that one, because we're not open tomorrow and it's being deposited into the court escrow account. So then the court will have that money to disperse after the final judgment.
So how does that work? I'm not familiar with that. So they're going to pay the court, and what is that?
So
pending what?
Okay. So the defendants are indicating that there's some concerns with the property, and that doesn't necessarily negate or excuse their responsibility to pay rent. So the court indicating is going to enter an escrow order, which means they have to continue to pay the rent, but it's being deposited into the court escrow account. So it's being held here. So that's comfort on both parties' sides. So you understand, you know that they've made the payment, and they know that they've made the payment, but it's not being dispersed until their concerns are addressed.
So some of the concerns, we need the money that they pay the rent for to address.
Okay, no, I didn't get to that part yet. I was just letting you know regarding the rent.
Okay.
I was just letting you know regarding the rent. So they've communicated with you regarding what issues?
They said that there was, one time they wanted a new fridge, and I said, I don't have any rent to pay for any new upgrades to your appliances and things like that. And then they said that there was animals living in the attic or something like that. But I told them, you guys aren't paying rent. I can't invest money into fixing things if I don't have money from you guys. So that's when we were talking about having them leave so that we could address things and get reliable tenants. But it's now apparent that they have intentionally not been paying rent. Not that they can't pay rent, they just haven't been doing it on purpose.
There were no animals before you guys moved in, by the way.
Okay, well, that,
hold on, please, just one moment. What'd you say, Ms. Quina?
There weren't animals before they moved in, so I'd like to know what's going on. That's
First of all, the man voice over there. Animals can move in at any point. I mean, that's a little weak, right? The raccoon can move in tomorrow. That doesn't indicate anything that they're doing wrong, or that's lame.
Placing the animals into the property.
Well, there would probably have to be a professional brought out if there's a nest of some sort. It could be a family of raccoons. It could be, I don't know.
Are we talking about mice, or what kind of animals are they?
we're not sure. We can just see the pieces of debris coming through, like a nest almost. But there's also bugs. I guess before there was the floor fell in from something eating the wood. That a concerned neighbor actually came over and told us that because we have the children. And I was getting bit. So, and that was before I knew about this. And after I knew, I kind of put it together. So we definitely need an inspector in here. I mean, it caused a lot of issues.
Wait, did she get bit by a raccoon or an animal? What are you getting bit by? I think that would be a major concern. I think I was getting bit. You just saved that for now? I think I can't. What is wrong with these people?
Issues. Like I said, I wasn't sure it had anything to do with the house until I found that out. And not all the wood was replaced. So if it was something living in the wood, it's still there.
I mean, we've had Orkin out there to spray. When we bought the property, there were some issues, but we've had Orkin out there to address that stuff. But this is the first I'm hearing of any kind of bugs or bites or anything like that. That's not been communicated at all.
Okay, so Ms. Delgado, when did you communicate the issue regarding the bites or potential bugs?
Like I said, I didn't know it had anything. I didn't know there were bugs in here until it was
arbitrary. She got bit by a rat.
Just earlier this week that the neighbor had came over and told us that she seen me and my son outside, and she, was asking. She said they did a lot of work. And that's when I found out.
Whoa.
So that was just recently that I put it together that the bites had to have been from that. She couldn't remember exactly what type of ant or.
Is that a picture of the animal living under the stairs? Is that a Scheidegger?
What even bug
Accepted
it
by a
was.
Scheidegger.
So that's why I said I really just want to get an inspector in here, because if it wasn't, then it wasn't. But I mean, it just seems like kind of a coincidence.
I mean, that's pure speculation, but we'd be
Right,
happy to
that's-
get it checked out.
Yes.
Well, no, and that's absolutely correct. So, but there's something that does need to be, looked into regarding that. Okay, and so then Ms. Delgado, Mr. Jaworski, you indicated there was something else.
It's
The electrical.
the light in our stairs is hooked up to the bottom pendant, and the breakers are fine, but I mean, I know it sounds weird that this just happened, but it just happened 2 days ago. The plugs in the one bedroom and along the wall in the living room and along the one wall in the bedroom just stopped working. So he went down there, messed with the breakers, and they still aren't working. So I'm not an electrician. I don't know what exactly happened, but that's why we really just want to get an inspector, because he's going to raise our rent. Yes, okay, that's fine, but we also don't want to pay more rent when there's all this stuff that needs to be fixed. The windows keep sliding down, and that has been a problem. We have not told him, but I know they redid the windows, but
Okay, just a moment, just a moment.
What's up,
So
Salty?
here's the thing, right?
Morning.
You're withholding rent, but you haven't communicated the reasons why you're withholding rent.
not all of the reasons.
Definitely.
That is required.
Definitely.
If you are withholding rent, you are required to communicate with the landlord as to what the concerns are and the reasons why you're withholding rent, right? There needs to be some communication. I'm not indicating whether or not your withholding rent is correct or not correct. I'm indicating if you are withholding rent, you're required to communicate.
Right, and that's why the
You
reason why
also
we want to.
you also are required to let them know that that the rent is being held in escrow.
Okay. Yeah, we weren't sure how it works. That's why I said we wanted to talk to an attorney, but we definitely will, follow all the rules and laws on that. Once, as soon as we figure them out. We look stuff up, but it's so hard to know what you're reading is true or if it's, false. So, we really just weren't sure how to go about it.
But Your Honor, they've
Well,
been,
then I would suggest that you contact an attorney because I cannot give you legal advice, nor can anybody else here at the court. Yes, Mr. Kleinum?
Your Honor, they've been withholding rent almost 3 months now, and
come
two of the
on.
3 things she's mentioned happened this week, so that doesn't work.
Bull. Exactly,
She
Steve.
did mention something about the attic before, but I said we're not going to be able to get in there and do anything until we have rent to pay for anything that needs to be fixed. So I don't believe the sincerity of what they're saying. Like I said, 2 of the 3 things she's brought up happened this week, and none of those have been communicated until right now.
No, I'm aware of that, and that's why I just informed them that they are required to communicate that to you.
Right.
They're required to communicate that to you.
And that's
And so, when were you first informed regarding the issue in the attic?
Months ago.
That was
Sir,
probably.
Mr. Zaworski, I was talking to Mr. Kleinum.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know exactly when it was, but it was during one of the conversations about why rent wasn't paid before in the last hearings that we've had.
So yeah, maybe a month or so.
I'm sorry, what was that, Ms. Kleinum?
Probably a month or so ago. We can look it up.
Let me search my text messages just a second.
Okay, thank you.
And if there are issues, no one's forcing them to stay in this apartment.
There you go. There it is.
And if there are issues, there are
right.
responsibilities and rights as landlords that you need to make sure you're complying with.
I understand that part, but if they
Yeah, but 3 months? I could see holding back a couple weeks or late a month, but 3 months, that's electing not to pay. And then coming with all these problems now. Because they're not saying that these problems arose in the past. She even said it herself. It happened 2 days ago, happened a couple days ago. So, I don't know. I just think I think they owed money, they didn't have it, and they got bailed out by somebody today or yesterday. They finally got the amount they needed. Now they're coming in all cocky because they have the money.
They're
That's
so
my opinion.
unsatisfied, no one's forcing them to stay here. But I do understand, we will make the adjustments that are reasonable. If the windows are sliding down, the house is it's a 100-year-old house. I don't know how I'm gonna resolve that. And who's to justify whether their list of items is valid? That's the other thing.
She's not wrong.
It was
Whether
just
it's
prior
valid,
to,
what do you mean, Ms. Quina? What do you mean whether or not their list of items is valid?
She's
They
lying.
mentioned something about paint on the walls. Like, is that really a big issue? I don't know. But again, they could be, they don't have a track record of being very honest. So I don't know what they're going to come up with on this list of things that we need to do before they pay their rent, is what I'm saying. So who distinguishes what's a valid concern?
Well, apparently that would be me.
Okay.
so
So at this point, I'm talking about 3 issues. Well, 4 technically. Whether or not there's something living upstairs in the attic, the issue regarding bugs and wood, possible electrical issues, and the windows. Those are the 4 things that I'm talking about right now. I'm not interested in any paint issues at this point.
and the
It has nothing to do with any type of significant issue as far as this court's concerned at this point. I'm sorry, what was that, Mr. Quino?
I was just saying, the first we heard of the animal issue was at the end of January prior to one of our hearings.
Okay, so what did you do after what was that message that was sent by the tenants?
It was about that there's animals living upstairs, and the multicolored, the patching that we've done. We went in there and did some spackling and some repairing. They said that the paint did not match exactly. They were talking about how that the stairs were steep in the back. So I mean, there's little things that, like, those stairs were steep when they moved in too. I mean, those are not.
Right. I'm not, what I'm going to indicate is I'm talking about only the animal issue. I'm not talking about the stairs. That's how the stairs were when they moved in. That's how they were when they moved in.
She simply just said animals are living upstairs. That's all she said about the animals.
Okay, so then what did you do in response to that notification?
So we said that we needed to collect rent so that we can address some of those things.
Right, Billy? I know. Baloney.
Which you did.
So you weren't addressing any of those things unless rent was collected?
It wasn't clear what the exact issue was, but we did not get in there to address the animal situation.
They don't answer the door.
And Josh also has sent us several different phone numbers, some of which work and some don't. They change their phones a lot, so it's hard to get in touch with them. We're happy to address the animal issue. I understand that's an issue. We will fix that. But I don't believe
I've had the same phone number for literally 15 years. I don't get how these people change their numbers regularly. Deadbeats. Sorry. They're evading.
I'm suspicious of the bug accusation and things like that. We did have, I can't remember if it was Orkin or one of the other companies out there when we bought the property.
Man.
So that stuff was addressed. If it still exists, we will fix that. But I think there's a little bit of grasping at straws because they've not been going about this the right way.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this. They indicate that they have the money to deposit into escrow today. The fact that there hasn't been any investigation on the animal issue is concerning, because now you're 5 months later and who knows what's there now, if there's anything. But I'm going to presume that in 5 months, the issue is exacerbated. And the issue of the bugs, when did you purchase the property?
I think it was about 2017 or 18, something like that.
Okay, so, well, I understand that you had the property looked at by a professional company at that time regarding that issue. It's now been 6 or 7 years. And so perhaps something else has occurred.
Perhaps, yeah, but we just found out about that today.
I understand. We're going to set this for a second hearing for next week. Well, let's set it for the 23rd. That way it gives you time to contact somebody to get out there. I don't know if they can get out there, how quickly they can get out there. But the ask for order is going to enter today. Mr. Zworsky and Ms. Delgado, that there is to be a minimum of $1,850 deposited today. The next month's rent for June is to be deposited not later than Monday. That is the order of the court.
Yes, and I have one more question. They gave us this copy of the 7-day, which they said they mailed it first class, which we got it, but they put it in our mailbox, not mailed. Then we got another one with a stamp on it, but it still wasn't mailed. I mean, if this is a court document that says it's supposed to be first class address, it wasn't at all. They just put it in our mailbox, no stamp or anything.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, what was that, Ms. Quina?
We wanted to make sure they were aware of it, so we mailed it and we put it in their mailbox, a copy.
No, it was not mailed. They had a stamp on it, not mailed. And that was the second one.
Did you mail it through the mail, Ms. Quina?
Yeah, we did.
We have the envelope still.
All right, can I see the envelope, please?
Yes. Focus envelope.
DeSanto wants to see the envelope in question. What's up, Jody? Thanks for all the great comments, you and Les, in my videos. Much appreciated. Everybody.
Ms. Goldberg, did you go into the breakout room with Mr. Seidecker?
I did, Judge, and I kept asking him if he could hear me.
She frozen.
And I got no response.
All right, so let me move that over to the stamp area, please. Okay, there's no stamp on that one. Where's the one with the stamp?
She's grabbing that one too.
Okay, Mr. Seidecker, can you hear me? Okay, you're muted.
Falling apart.
I can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Goldberg, I'm going to have you and Mr. Seidecker go back to the breakout room. That'll be breakout room 1.
Okay,
connect to the audio. You're welcome.
Who's Sidekicker? What a creep. Where does DeSanto get her coffee? That's not a label in Jersey. Is that Quick Trip? Somebody help me out. That looks Wawa to me, but that
We need to
it's
get
Quick Trip.
the phone number and sheet.
We don't have Quick Trips in Jersey. We're Wawa, 7-Eleven, and then Starbucks and DD. There's Starbucks on every corner by my house. Ugh. I like it. But I would love to go to the Starbucks with DeSanto. I'd buy her a latte.
They got it. She emailed it to them. They got it.
I think they're both lying a little bit. The landlord looks like the doctor from The Hangover. You know which guy I'm talking about? From Veep. You know? You guys know? He's in like all
Trying
the
to get
funny
that
movies.
envelope, but it wasn't post dated through the mail or anything. I mean, we have it.
Quick check,
Finding
not
it.
quick
Ms.
trip.
Quina, which mailbox did you drop that off into? Which
Quick
post office?
trip.
I had my mom send it out,
Tim
so I'm gonna
Hortons.
ask her
Okay.
which one.
We have Hortons.
Okay. All right,
Tim Hortons are owned by Burger King. That's why it's crap. I'm very disappointed in DeSanto having Tim Hortons coffee. Her husband's not treating her the right way. Besides that rock on her finger.
Delgado, do you have the envelope?
I don't know where the other one is.
We'll find it
But
for you though.
yeah, well, I think it might be in the car. I thought I had both of them together here, but this is just the one.
Okay. Okay, well, there, Ms. I'm just going to indicate this, Ms. Queen, if you indicate that you're sending it through the mail, then make sure it's being sent through the mail. All right, otherwise, if you're posting it or, you know, what have you, texting it, then indicate that. You just have to make sure that the way it's being served is the way that it's indicated on there, because that's a document that's being filed with the court. Okay?
Does it matter just because she's lying and it's under oath? I mean, these are the legal ins and outs. I don't know, but.
All right, so I'm going to have everybody back on June 23rd at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Can we address a couple of things?
What up,
Their
Grim?
phone numbers change all the time, so communicating with them is hard. I've been over to the house numerous times, knocking on the door. They don't answer the door, and I see that their cars are there. So now, if we have to get in to see that, we obviously have to get in to see what's going on with the animal. We want to make sure that they're opening the door so we can get in.
Okay, so Mr. Dworsky and Ms. Delgado, right now, I want you to send them a message so they have, with your name indicating this is your phone number.
Right, and my phone number
And
has
in
not
the-
changed.
Stop, just one moment, please. In the event that phone numbers change, you need to communicate that to the cleaners, send them your email addresses, and if they are contacting you, you must allow entry into the home so that they can have things assessed that need to be assessed. Obviously, well, and not obviously, I mean, I don't know, maybe that's what they do for work. I don't believe that they're rodent experts, or not, I don't know. But, so I would presume that they're having a third-party contractor coming in.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make the property available to the cleaners and to the third-party contractor.
Right, and my phone number hasn't changed, and we live in an upper flat. You have to come through the front and upstairs, knock on our door. So if they were knocking just at the front door downstairs, no, we wouldn't hear them. But they have Josh's other numbers because when he changes it, we give it to them. Otherwise, how would they even know he has that many numbers?
Okay, so obviously, they're going to have to message you that they're at the property. They should also message you or contact you to let you know that they're on their way, or that there's a date that somebody's supposed to be there and the time, approximate time. Yes, Mr. Quino?
Your Honor, Josh's, I don't know why Josh's number changes all the time, but I have a message that he says, he's like, I don't get group, for some reason, I'm not getting group chat messages. There's some issue with his phone. So it is not for the lack of effort on our part. He has acknowledged that there's been some issues with his phones where we can't get a hold of him. So it is not on our
Okay, so then just send individual messages then. If he's indicating that he can't get group messages or group chats, then send him individual messages.
I know, it's just hard to remember. It's hard to know which number is the active number at the moment because it changes very often.
Well, they're going to they're sending you their phone numbers and their email addresses. There should not be any issue.
And the email is the only time I've gotten the direct response when I have issues, because he checks his email like, send me your new number, and oh, sorry, I forgot to send it or whatever. But it's not always the same number for some reason.
Okay, well, the email that hasn't changed, so then you can communicate the two of you between email then too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so June 23rd at 9 a.m.
Oh, we'll
see
be there.
you all back here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will be
All right,
there.
thank you.
All right. That was a goodie. Listen to Landau at the end. Ready?
Have a good day.
Listen to Landau.
You too.
Kiss ass. Did I get it? Here it comes.
Judge, you have the patience of Job.
Douche. Simpson's nemesis, Mark Landau. All right, here we go. I am going to give you two, because it's a Friday night. Kitch may have to push the live back a little. I know you're at 9:30. If you want to go on 9:30, but I'm going to go a little back because Heather We have a dono clip, and I gotta play this Judge Van. The Dingo stuff is priceless. I just want to share it with you guys, and then I'm gonna go to the Webster. What did I just have a stroke? Webster clip for you guys. So let's go a little Judge Van, then the Heather Dono clip. Thank you very much. Here we go.
Is that what you said?
State your name.
Is that what you said, Mr. Pembroke?
LeVan.
Ms. Cecil, you're for the court charged burglary of a dwelling while unarmed and fraudulent use of a credit card. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
It says that we're being videoed and taped right now. Yeah, we're on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube every day. We live stream it. This is not news, Ms. Kangaroo.
I thought we stopped doing that.
No, we're open and free. It's the free state of Florida. All right, Mr. Hurley.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're before the court charged of trespassing. You understand that charge?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Everything's been, within, the force awoken and, everything's good.
Based on your application, I find that you do qualify for the services of the public defender's office. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
Yeah.
I don't know why you're worried. Everybody loves you, man, bro. Everybody I've ever talked to that's ever watched a video of me,
new member,
you in court, they don't want to talk about me. They want to talk about you.
Not true. They like the banter.
It's 100% true. Mr. Carroll, you're fully court charged of driving under the influence. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true, sir?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, I find you do qualify for the service of the public defender's office. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about
that? No, sir. No questions. This is, I just wanted to say, this is my first time ever being arrested for a DUI. I went a little far last night. I had too much fun, and
Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. You got a public defender. They're not going to want you to say anything that can be used against you later. Okay. I understand what you're trying to get across. You're trying to get across a little bit of remorse, and I appreciate that. I just don't want you to talk about it on the record. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Jeff, you can listen.
It's out of Louisiana. 18 VOP, 17 whatever traffic. I don't know what it means. 16 attempted burglary times 8, burglary times 4, 15 indecent behavior with the juvenile.
Ooh.
Mr. Carroll, what brings you over here from Louisiana?
I've actually recently started my own business. I just got my LLC and everything. My wife is pregnant. We got a daughter on the way, so I've been trying to, just go in the hustle mode and trying to get everything.
Daughters will change you.
Oh man, and that's why I'm scared because I take heart medication too, and I can't get in contact with anybody. I haven't taken this since 9 p.m. last night, and I'm just a big ball of stress, and I'm everywhere right now. I'm just trying to
what probably doesn't do anything good for that heart medicine? Alcohol, allegedly.
I know. And I still get this far, and
You're good. You're good. All right, I'm gonna set your bond at $1,500. Your court date's gonna be Monday, June 12th at 1 o'clock in front of Just Grammar. So be early, don't be late.
Okay. Is there any way, because my funds are really low, and I don't know how. Is there any way that I can do a rollout on reconnaissance? I will show up to court. I will pay fees or anything that I just.
I would, but you got that Louisiana record that's not real pretty.
I know, and I'm really not a bad guy. I just got caught.
No, I didn't say you were. I just, you got an out of state, and so normally I give a $2,500 bond. I wrote down $2,500. After listening to you talk, I actually went down.
Sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Step behind you and sign where the green light is.
Dingo Day is Monday. I don't know if we talked about Dingo Day here. Dingo Day is 11 years since the Australian Supreme Court ruled that a dingo did eat her baby. And since we don't have a holiday in June, we celebrate Dingo Day. The clerk's office does. I don't know who started that.
Dingo
Wait, get your copy.
No, we don't have an Dingo War Day. Well, I'm not Australian. I thought that was a good day to celebrate, and it's June 12th.
Ready?
Dingo Day.
All right. I'm gonna go to one more, and then we're gonna give it. Oh God, this guy. Oh, Mr. Furley right here. Here we go. Oh, Judge Van has fun with this guy. Okay, here we go, and then we will go to the Dono clip.
Right, sorry.
Oh boy.
Story for the court charge battery. You understand that charge, sir?
Pardon, sir.
You understand what the charge is?
Yeah, but I don't understand.
Wait. You understand the charge, you just don't agree with it. How about that?
What is it?
I'm not
here
asking
about
you, you're fine. I'm not asking you if you agree with the charge. I just need to make sure you understand what they charged you with.
it says battery, but I don't know how to come up with that.
And it says simple battery at that. So, but it's never simple.
It must have been last night. Because I'm a little bitty guy and
what?
I don't remember touching nobody.
Okay.
You're standing up.
All right, Mr. Story, based on your application, I find that you do qualify for a public defender. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
Well, okay.
Deputy, criminal history?
Kentucky, earlier this year, marijuana and public intox. That's it.
What brings you down here in Kentucky, Mr. Story?
Huh?
Why are you down here in Panama City?
I'm on vacation, bud.
Oh, that's awesome.
I come down here a couple, 3 times a year. And
oh, good.
I never had an issue like this before.
Okay. Where were you hanging out?
At the pool, where I've been all day long.
All right.
Everybody seemed to like me, and I liked everybody, and I talked to everybody, and this is where I ended up, and I don't know why.
That happens sometimes. I'm gonna put a monetary bond of $1,000. Court date's gonna be Monday, June 12th at 1 o'clock. He's going back to
Yes,
Kentucky.
Jungle Robert. Correct.
There ain't no way I can get this stuff tonight.
Are you gonna be here Monday?
Get out of here. They're gonna take all my stuff to my condo. I don't know what I end up with.
Are you planning on being here Monday?
I need it done, but
Look at Judge Van.
Well, you could please straight up to me without an agreement. I could sentence you today.
You can what?
You could please straight up to me without an agreement, and I can sentence you today if you wanted to plead no contest today.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to.
Well, you don't have to. I need to make sure you understand it. It's your choice.
I just need a way to get this done today so I can get out of here. Go home.
You don't even know who this other person is, do you? Let me ask you a couple questions, Mr. Story.
Yes, sir.
All right. For the record, this is been charged as a simple battery occurring June 8th at 9:53 p.m. The allegation is that Mr. Story touched a person's right hand, slapping his chest and the right side of his leg. So I'm going to make a judicial assumption that there's no restitution involved in this matter. I'm also going to make an assumption that Mr. Story has absolutely no idea who the victim by the initials of TR is, so that it will be easy for him to abide by the no contact order. Is that a fair statement, Mr. Story? Can you stay away from this unknown person?
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
That's what I'm talking
I don't
about.
know who it is.
Well, you and I need to have a frank discussion about what we're doing here, okay?
All right.
You're pleading no contest. Well, listen, you're pleading no contest You're not saying you did it. You're not saying you didn't do it. You just want to take care of it today. Does that make sense?
Right, I did too bad.
Okay. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest. I'm going to give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Bay County Jail. I'm going to order that you pay court costs and fines of $750 as a civil judgment 1 year from today. So you've got a year from today to pay that.
Okay.
And no contact with the alleged victim.
I swear I don't even know what to be, man.
Right.
I didn't do nothing like it. Somebody's lying.
The allegation is that you touched somebody against their will. That's technically speaking, that's a battery in the state of Florida. Okay. I will agree. It's not the most heinous thing I've ever heard.
Is that what?
It's not bad.
I know bad parts too. They just, I've been all up in the situation. I have no idea what. I appreciate you helping me out there.
What is it possible alcohol was a factor?
You think?
No. I drank. I probably yesterday had 30 Bahama Mamas, I think they called it.
3.
All day.
Yeah. Our clerk misheard you. She thought you said 30, which would have been
Done it.
impressive.
I've done it.
Miss Famber, we need to go on a cruise together.
Yeah, we started breakfast. Go step over the sign right there.
Holly Moses.
Step over the sign right there.
Makes my head hurt just thinking about it.
Love it. Here we go. All right. So, final clip. I'll let you enjoy. Webster had all she can handle this day. I'm going to just sit back and let you enjoy this. Webster is great. Here we go.
10 days house arrest.
A forfeiture and a bench warrant, you said 2,000?
Be happy.
Sure.
Can you possibly give me 30 more days?
30 more days, you think? Michelle and Mr. Regie, I'll be on the record. Continue this, Mr. Regie, unless you have another idea to June 3rd.
Your Honor.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry, June 3rd is coming on.
Webster.
Your Honor, it looks like.
That's why I firmly believe.
Wiggins.
All right, here we go.
Assistant
Mr. Wiggins.
Butler County Attorney Jared
Enjoy.
Regier for the state, and Mr. Wiggins appears in person and pro se. You were here, sir, March 15th, and you were going to apply. Did that happen?
No, ma'am. I actually, I firmly believed I had insurance on my Mustang when I got pulled over, so I was going to just plead guilty to the muffler ticket. Well, after I sent my paper in and called back to see if the citation got dropped, they informed me I didn't have insurance. So yeah, so I, like I said, I wasn't going to do diversion because I thought all I had was that, muffler ticket. And when I called back, they told me that I didn't have insurance. So that's why I never did diversion.
All right, but now what do you think?
Now I'm thinking I probably should have done diversion.
Okay, Mr. Regier, can he still apply?
One moment, Your Honor.
All right.
I do have a question, Honor, ma'am.
Go ahead while he's doing
Now, if I do diversion, do I still have to pay the cost of the ticket, like the $300 or up to $1,000? Do I still have to pay that and diversion? Or I don't know how diversion works, to be honest with you.
My experience, and I can't speak for the county attorney's office, it's their program and their rules. But my experience has been as a judge and as a prosecutor before that you do pay the minimum $300 fine and whatever the muffler citation, probably $45 fine, and court costs, and you still pay a diversion fee for the opportunity and paperwork and they go through a privilege of
That's
getting.
the case, then I'll just plead guilty, to be honest with you, ma'am. There's no point of even looking that up, sir.
Well, it would keep it off your record though,
I got some other things on my record, ma'am. It's, you know,
so you may not be eligible, Mr. Regier.
well, it's not that, you know, my insurance is already pretty high. I mean, it's not like this is gonna affect it anymore, you know.
Your Honor,
Mr. Regier?
it looks like, this defendant does qualify for diversion. This case certainly is getting some age to it. It looks like the stop happened way back in December of last year. However, I do acknowledge that this looks to be the second hearing on this case. Looks like the first appearance on this one was about 3 months ago, back in March. But certainly, if the defendant is prepared to proceed to final disposition, that is an avenue as well, I suppose.
Mr. Wiggins, it's certainly your choice to make. You'd be paying more for diversion, but it may or may not keep your insurance down. It would keep it off your record. You know, this is a pretty big violation, and you get a certain number of those, and they can declare you a habitual violator and take your license for up to 3 years. So some people think it's worth it. Other people take the approach that I'm not going to pay the extra. I'll just pay my fines and costs and go on, which sounds like what you've thought about doing at least this morning.
Yeah, like I said, on the like the insurance, like I said, I swear to God, sorry about my language, but I swear I had insurance. I have the tendency of being dumb and just instead of insuring the vehicles I have, I'll take insurance off one vehicle and throw on the other vehicle and then drive it and then do it back and forth. Since then, I've insured all my vehicles, but so I thought I had insurance on it to find out I didn't have insurance. And then the muffler, as far as that goes, I didn't know that was a thing. Eureka, a couple people tried to get me for a muffler and they said that there's no loud ordinance in Greenwood County. So that might just be Greenwood County. So like I said, yeah, I'm just willing to plead guilty. And so I can get this fine taken care of and so I don't have to worry about coming back to court.
All right, well, you understand you do have the right to an attorney. You can hire any attorney of your choice. If you cannot afford an attorney, you can apply and see if you qualify for court appointed. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just guilty though, ma'am.
And knowing that, do you wish to waive your right to an attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone making you waive your right to attorney by any kind of threat or promise?
No, ma'am.
All right, then I will accept your waiver of attorney and have the record reflect that you knowingly and voluntarily waived it. And that can be reflected in the journal entry and the docket notes. And then you said you want to plead how to count one?
Guilty.
That's the muffler violation.
Yes.
And yes, you are required to keep your muffler in working order. And what was wrong with your muffler that day?
My mufflers are nothing real. I mean, it is loud, but it's got dual pipes on it and it's got headers. And as long as I don't romp on it, you know, it doesn't get that loud. But I had a kid in the car, young kid, and he's like, "Get on it," and I got on it, and that's what got the cops' attention. I'm bad at that. You know, I've always been a show off.
That doesn't sound like defective. You're saying that you modified it?
Yeah, it's just when I bought it, it's got dual pipes on it. It's got no cats and headers. It's got mufflers on it, but since it doesn't have no Cadillac converters, it's just like I said, I bought it that way. So I never
now
changed
why
it.
doesn't it have catalytic converters? Because that might be the problem.
I believe they got stolen from it. That's what I was told when I bought the car, that somebody stole the Cadillac converters instead of paying to have the Cadillac converters replaced, which is thousands of dollars. They just welded a piece of pipe in them.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So
all right. Well, here's what that statute says so that you will know and so that I can know whether or not to accept your plea.
Okay.
Kansas statutes annotated 8-1739 mufflers and noise suppressing systems. Every vehicle shall be equipped, maintained, and operated so as to prevent excessive or unusual noise. Every motor vehicle at all times shall be equipped with a muffler or other effective noise suppressing system in good working order and in constant operation, and no person shall use a muffler cutout, bypass, or similar device. The engine and the power mechanism of every motor vehicle shall be so equipped and adjusted as to prevent the escape of excessive fumes or smoke. So what does that sound? What is that to you? Does that sound like you're guilty or not guilty, sir?
Guilty.
Okay. Well, it sounds to me like that too, based on what you said. They rather.
Yeah, it is loud. It's really is. It's nice when I, go in big cities, because if I get on it, people don't cut in front of me, and it's kind of nice. But in small towns, it can become a nuisance.
Okay.
So
Now
I'm fully.
now you know what the Kansas statutes say.
I appreciate it.
All right.
I'll get that fixed.
And then count 2 is failing to display or provide proof of liability insurance. And I think you said you.
Yeah, unfortunately,
your insurance lapsed or you didn't have it. Okay.
Yeah.
And where did you get stopped here?
I got they whipped me up at I don't know what the street is. I'm bad with El Dorado, but right in front of Quick Trip at the stoplight, and I pulled into Spangles. Is when they.
Your Honor.
I would call that central, but Mr. Regier.
Looking at the ticket, it looks like the stop occurred on 254 at mile marker 25. That looks to be approximately 2/3 of the way from Potwin to El Dorado, but in any event, certainly within the confines of Butler County.
Yeah, 254 is central in El Dorado, and the directions he said, as well as what the ticket shows, they all give me jurisdiction. So I'll find that we do have jurisdiction.
Oh, Websters are goodies.
And it looks like, do you agree, sir, this happened December 30th, 2022, day before New Year's Eve?
Yes, I do. Yes, ma'am.
All right, I accept your pleas and find you guilty of both counts 1 and 2. Mr. Regier, recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor. Before I proceed, just to be clear, the court has found that the defendant has pled guilty on both counts.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. For count 1, the state would recommend the scheduled fine, which I believe is $45, as well as 108 in court costs.
That
For
guy
count
has
2,
really
$300
low
fine,
nipples.
120 days underlying, and 12 months of non.
Look at his nipples. They real low. Look. I get it. Those man boobs.
Recording permission.
All right, Mr. Wiggins, anything further you want to say before I pronounce sentence?
No. Now, okay. The non-reporting probation. Does that mean I can go out of state? Because I've been working for Stanley Black & Decker in Heston, Kansas. Well, my old boss called me back, and I recently quit that job, and I'm planning on leaving for North Dakota the first week of July.
For like a vacation?
No, it's work.
For
I
Black
work.
& Decker?
What now? What'd you say, ma'am?
Is that work for Black & Decker that's taking you
No.
out?
It's work. Azure. I can spell it. I just can't pronounce it. It's AZZURI.
Asshole.
Azura Construction.
Okay.
I've worked with them prior to me catching the felonies I caught on my last cases, and I had to quit, of course, because I couldn't leave state. But I've worked with them in the past, and the first job's in North Dakota for a few months, and then we got a big job in Arizona for 8 months.
So you're not with Black & Decker?
No, I'm not currently with them anymore.
All right. Well, let me see. I'm going to follow the recommendations on fines. You're going to get count 1, the scheduled fine of $45 for the muffler. The minimum allowed by law for the fine and count 2 insurance, $300. You will be responsible for $108 in court costs. I'm going to follow the recommendation for 120 days on the insurance suspended, provided you successfully complete a 12-month non-reporting probation. Are you off of probation on all your felonies?
Yes.
You're
I'm
not
off corrections and everything. Yeah,
Okay.
I graduated corrections, graduated drug and alcohol classes.
Good
and
job,
did it all.
Wiggins.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, so I am going to give you a 12-month non-reporting probation. You won't have to see a probation officer this time around, but to be successful on probation, number one, do not violate any laws.
Sounds good.
So unless your car has tags, license, and non-defective mufflers, and you have a valid license, don't be driving.
Okay.
Number two, you're gonna have to pay this total, and it's kind of pricey. Looks like it's about, I think, $453. So do you need some time to pay that?
Yes, I do.
6 years.
453, you say, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I won't get paid until, can I have 60 days? Is that too much to ask?
What is wrong with Wiggins's face camera angle? I just can't figure it out.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay, yeah. If I
about
have
if I
to get
give
60
you 90?
days, I can get that.
I'm gonna give you 90 days to make sure you get it done.
Okay,
Now,
yeah, that'd be plenty.
I'm not gonna bring you back to court if you don't get that paid. You're just gonna get your license suspended and have a headache with that, and you're going to get a collection agent to chase you around and get that
Members
all
only.
rolled. So
Cruise.
get that done, or you're gonna have a lot more problems to deal with. And technically, I could revoke that 120 days and make you pay that too. So get that paid. If you don't get it paid and you need a little more time, because
Brigier's like, meet mop, probation denied, beep, beep, boop.
contacting the clerk to see about.
All right, let's have a good time on a Friday. Guys, it's been great. Thank you, Heather, for the Don't Know clip of the night. Thank you, Jungle Rot, for just being gross. Thank you, everybody. Check out Kit. She's going live, cooking up something delish in Kish's kitchen. I will be spot living possibly this weekend. If not, I will see you on Monday. Have a good night. God bless. I am Bill, and you have been a servant.